Welcome to Z of Palliative Care.
Hello, Doctor. Hello, viewers. In our last video, we had looked at a few of your responses, a very interesting one. Doctor, before we look at a few more responses, I don't know what you have got in mind today, but I have a question for you, mainly on what is palliative care all about. I heard this term. When I heard it, it was very new to me, and I didn't know much about it. So we will all be glad if you can share some inputs on that.
Okay, that's a good and basic question. So, what's palliative care? See, in terms of palliative care, we are only talking about comfort care when a disease or an illness is not curable. So, we have unfortunately health problems. With the health problems, some of them are curable, some of them are not curable, unfortunately. When we are talking about only the diseases or illnesses, when they are not curable, the option we have is to care. The shift changes from cure to care, and care means keeping people comfortable. Unfortunately, we can't take the disease or the illness away from the people, but we can make them comfortable. Can you tell me any illnesses or the diseases where it's not curable?
The first one that comes to my mind is cancer in the last stage, and a few more like a very rare disease, and also Parkinson's.
Yeah, that's correct. And you rightly mentioned the cancer. You didn't say entirely cancer, but you mentioned last stage of cancer. So that is where we are at actually. So when we are talking about some diseases, early stage, intermediate, or the middle stage, and then the last stage. So the palliative care literally comes in when we are dealing with the problem or the disease or the illness at its last stage when we say it's not curable. Because some diseases are fully curable, some problems are fully curable. Let's say, for example, like a cold chest infection. So when you give antibiotic, when people are healthy, when you give antibiotic, there is a likelihood of cure. But when the same chest infection happens to another person who has got lots of medical problems, it's very tricky. We can't say we can cure this in this particular person 100% by giving the same antibiotics. Because the infection, even though we say infection is fully curable, it depends on who gets it and what stage of the body condition they get it. So that is how we will decide who we can treat.
So palliative care is mainly for those people who have diseases that can't be cured. What we can provide the most is a lot of care and affection from our side.
See, let's say, for example, there's a problem with the vision, and what we all know, like a cataract, a problem with the lens in the eye. When there is a cataract, if for that particular person, you can take the lens out and put the new lens in, like a cataract surgery, that's cured. That particular problem is cured. But if we are talking about, let's say, I had a cataract surgery and had another problem, it's making things worse, or the cataract is there, but you can't do the cataract surgery because of the other heart problems or the lung problems, then it becomes incurable. Even though we take surgery equal to cure, surgery may not be possible in all situations. That is where palliative care come into play.
Thank you for telling us about the A of palliative care. I think we have a long way to go we have till Z. Wow. Um, Let me come to my next question. Now, what's the connection between comfort and palliative care? Why this? Even in the last video, we were talking about connecting. What is the relevance here?
I can explain about this with my own experience. I would say with my mom. She had a heart problem and a surgery has been suggested. See, I'm in UK, so I came to India. And then first time I'm entering straight to the hospital. She was in hospital at the time. And she saw me. And the first thing she said was, I want to go home. So I didn't know anything about what the problem is, who is dealing with it, what are the complications, what is the plan. I don't know anything about it. The first thing she said was, want to go home. Okay, then I said, I've just now arrived. I don't know anything about it. I'll speak with the doctors and the team, and then I'll come back to you. Then we went and discussed with the doctor, and then the doctor said, okay, there is an option for surgery. But she doesn't want to have surgery at all. So in her, like a whole life, except for pregnancies, she has never been hospitalized, even a single time. So hospital itself is a big thing for her. That's the first time I've seen my mom being in the hospital. So from her point of view, she clearly told, no surgery, do whatever you can with the medicine, and then take me home. So I did it. So when I say I spoke with my brothers and my father, family, and we made a decision. Okay, we'll take her home and keep her comfortable. This is what I'm saying. If we didn't know her wish, we would have kept her in the hospital, and I'm sure sometimes we would have done surgery to her. Sometimes people can't tell what they want when they are very sleepy or when they are very tired, when they are confused due to other medical problems. So we don't know what they want us to do. We think we are doing the best, but it's nothing like getting the information from them. The more we communicate, the more we talk, the more we know about people's wishes and refusals. Sometimes they want, I wish this to be done. And people say, I don't want this to be done at all. As far as my mom was concerned, clear no for surgery. Full stop. Whatever it is, clear no. So we all as a family has agreed and brought her home. And she was very pleased. Actually. I landed in Chennai from UK on Saturday morning. Sunday morning, she was at home. And then I stayed with her for a few weeks. That was, she enjoyed that during this day. And the first thing is, oh my God, I'm out of the hospital. That itself gives her great comfort. So in this situation, I told before, like I have got two roles. One as a doctor, two as a son. See, I can see as a doctor, yes, even though we can't offer any surgery for her at that particular problem, I have to accept as a doctor, I can't do any more cure the problem, but I can make things more comfortable. As a doctor, there is a limitation for me to make her comfortable without I don't know what makes her comfortable. But that's where my role as a son gets in. Then I told the doctors, this is what makes my mom comfortable, send her home. Then the question will come, what about the treatment? What about the doctors, nurses, medicines? Everything, as much as possible, everything can be done at home. But the only thing she doesn't want to be done is hospital and surgery. So this is what
Okay, okay. So, in the first place, you made it a point to ask her, uh, you told her what the situation was, you had explained it clearly, and you wanted her opinion. That itself makes it clear that we ought to talk with the patient and listen to whatever they have to share. And you did make it a point to check with a team of doctors, and as you said, you had two roles to play as a son and as a doctor. It's quite difficult as a son. If you think about it, why not? Let us do it. Let us proceed. But as a doctor, you do know that it has its own pros and cons. Looking at the age, so you had listened to whatever she had to say, you had discussed with your family members, and finally you took her home. And as you said, she was very comfortable. She enjoyed being away from the hospital. The sight, some people are like that. The very sight of the hospital or the mere word, they are quite disappointed. They don't want that at all. Yes, so it sounds quite positive that you took her home and she was enjoying the rest of her days with you. Thank you, viewers. We shall look at a few more interesting experiences in our next video.